It blows my mind. This is the most aggravating story I've ever heard propagated on Fox News, probably. The idea that Tulsi Gabbard is pushing this year-long coup BS, saying that Durham and Mueller intentionally missed evidence in their reports, saying that the Trump administration, which sanctioned the 3 entities and 13 nationals outlined in the Mueller reports for election interference, saying that was all wrong. The intelligence community was all wrong in 2017 when they said that Russia interfered with the election. Now they're coming out and saying that the intelligence community said in 2016 in a classified document that was just released that they estimated that Russia did not have the abilities to hack our election systems, right? The ability to change votes undetected. That's the criteria that they set. Undetected hacking of our election systems. They said Russia did not have that ability, right? And Tulsi Gabbard's releasing that document and using that to say that Obama manufactured the evidence that the Senate Intelligence Committee corroborated under Trump. Durham report corroborated. Mueller report corroborated. FBI corroborated. CIA corroborated. It was all fake, according to Tulsi Gabbard. And she is the Director of National Intelligence. Because of something that was completely unrelated. That under Obama, they determined that Russia did not have the ability to go undetected and change votes. Because of that, everything else about the hacked emails, about the social media influence, about the paid ads, about everything else that was sweeping and systemic, outlined in the Mueller report, part 1 of the Mueller report. You can read it yourself. All the intelligence reports, CrowdStrike, whatever, everything outlined there is false. This blows my mind. Only Fox News is shameless enough to report on this. This is probably the worst story I've ever seen. I didn't even want to make a video right now, but secret Russia meeting leads to deep state leaks, leads to fake weaponized assessment, leads to Russia hoax. Suppressed prior intelligence showing suppressed means classified now. They're the same thing, according to Tulsi Gabbard, who's Director of National Intelligence and should know this stuff. Russia lacked intent and capability to hack the 2016. That's not the claim we're making. That's not the criteria for election interference. That's not how campaign finance works. Our criteria here isn't hacking voting machines. It's interfering on social media, right? It's about foreign influence. All right, I'll watch a little bit of this.
Or is DNI Tulsi Gabbard. Tulsi, thanks for joining us. And some of those individuals were literally the leaders of the intelligence community under President Obama. How significant is these documents that you've released?
Thank you so much, and thanks for focusing on this issue that these documents have really brought to the forefront, because it's one that doesn't just affect Democrats or Republicans. It's not a Democrat or Republican issue. This is an issue with such significant impact that it should concern every American, because it has to do with the fabric and integrity of our democratic republic. That we had a situation here where in the months leading up to the 2016 election, the intelligence community assessed, and this is what the documents detail, the intelligence community assessed essentially Russia doesn't have the tools, the capability, or the intent to try to change the outcome of the U.S. presidential.
Yet 6 months later, they said the exact opposite. They said that they did affect the election in a sweeping and systemic way, except she knows that what she's saying is wrong, because in the 2016 report that she declassified, they said Russia does not have the intent or capability to go undetected and change votes. That's very, very different than social media influence. Very, very different than hacking emails illegally. Very different than anything else they did. And their efforts go beyond what I'm describing right now. I haven't read Volume 1 of the Mueller report in a while, so I don't know exactly every single thing that they did, but many people were sanctioned over it. 3 entities and 13 individuals under Trump sanctioned. Senate Intelligence Community found all of those to be true. The Obama meeting that they talked about, the deep state meeting, that was Obama sanctioned people too. He sanctioned Russia over this. That was not to fabricate evidence. That was because of evidence they already had. They needed to sanction Russia over this. We already knew it at the time. We knew that that the GRU was acting as social media personas, that Roger Stone was talking to someone associated with, that was common knowledge. It was common knowledge.
Election. Donald Trump pulls off a historic victory against Hillary Clinton in November of 2016. Even in the days after that election, the intelligence community continued their consistent assessment that reflected the same thing in the months leading up to the election. All of a sudden,
before Trump was elected, Obama placed sanctions on Russia for their interference in the election, and Obama furthered those sanctions along the guidelines of the Mueller report.
In the early days of December, there was a President's Daily Brief.
Tell that to the people who are still sanctioned, right?
Was drafted. This is put together by the different elements of the intelligence community that reflected that same assessment. Russia did not try to hack the election, in essence. That
they didn't try to hack they tried to interfere with the election. This is a deliberate effort. This is why Tulsi Gabbard needs to be deported. She's I think she's Native American, but it doesn't matter. She should be deported anyways, because she's a treasonous, anti-American liar. She knows what she's saying is a lie. Because the Standard is not hacked. None of these documents, none of these intelligence officials, none of the Mueller report, the Durham report, the Senate Intelligence Committee said there was a hack. It was interference. Right? The whole talking point of Ukraine interference in 2016 election was about how they revealed the information of Paul Manafort giving polling data to a Russian oligarch in Ukraine. And they revealed that information. The Anti-Corruption Action Committee of Ukraine, I believe. No, it was National Anti-Corruption Bureau of Ukraine. That's what it is. They released it on the website, and a bunch of idiots like Tim Pool come out and say, this interference is what Russia did in 2016. Ukraine did in 2016, so that's election interference. And it's like, okay, you're not as wrong as Tulsi Gabbard is, but at least you understand what election interference is. Like, NABU did what they had to do. They released that information on their website totally fairly. Nothing illegal happened there. She thinks her deep state runs so deep that it corrupted the FBI and the CIA and the Senate under Donald Trump. And the Treasury, who placed the sanctions. This is a new low. Let's see. I think I'll end it here. That's pretty much all I have to say.